Hello, 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 yes, zu-wii-mama is here, and today we've got another mob tutorial build for you today, and we have got the classic spider. So it's a long-awaited sort of mob that I've been having requests coming out my ears for the spider to be built, and I've been planning to build this guy for such a long time, but I was never sure on the colours that I'd use, because if you look at a spider very closely, it's not all black. Trust me, get really close to one and you'll notice it's not all black. So that's why I didn't go with making my spider all black, and it turned out alright, but I've always been sort of putting it off a little bit because I weren't too sure on making it as a video, but I think it's about time I did. And I would suggest, if you don't like some of the colours that I've used on it, perhaps you might be able to sort of, I'll show you how to build the thing and then you can put your own colours in there yourself. But anyway, here is the spider. He's turned out alright, it's not too bad actually. Again, like I said, I used a fair few browns there just to mix things up a little bit, give it a bit of that darkness that a spider does have. But if you think that it needs a touch of black on there, or any other colour that you might think works better, then go for it. But obviously this is just my interpretation of the spider. But in all honesty, I think he turned out alright in the end. And yeah, what do you think? I think what you should do is, if you do like this, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, because it really does help out the channel a lot. But anyway, I think it's about time we get on to the colours, shall we? So without further ado, let's go for it. $602 brown terracotta, 451 grey terracotta, 32 light grey concrete, 6 white concrete, 6 red wool, we've got 6 red concrete, 4 red terracotta, 100 light grey terracotta, 131 brown concrete, and finally 4 black concrete. And I just want to say, I counted obviously all these blocks and I might not have got it 100% exact, but it is damn sure close to what you need. So the best way for me to explain how to do this is I've had to just sort of put a baseline grid on the floor, just so it makes it easier for me as well to show you what to do. So essentially what we got is a square within a square, and sort of within a square. So there's like 3 sort of squares if you look at it different ways, and this is going to be our like sort of footprint of our spider's legs, let's say. So what you want to do is use your brown terracotta predominantly for now, and then I'll show you a bit later on when we put in some grey terracotta. So what we're going to do is have one square there, another square that's raised up by 1, and then this back square, if you want to call it a square, I guess it really isn't, raised up by 1 as well. So there we go. So we've got 1, a 2, and then a 3, and then on top of this 3 we're going to go up by 3 again. So we're going to do this repeated another several times to sort of form the leg shape. Okay, so as you can see, you've got 1, 2, a block of 3, a block of 3 again, and from the middle of that last one we did, we're going to do another 3, and then 3 there, and then 1 around the front. So that's like another sort of rectangle cubey sort of thing. And then again, we're just going to keep repeating that process. Keep going. There we go. Oh, loads of mistakes here. There we go. So how many we've got? We've got 6 we need to do in total, I believe. 1 more there. There we go. And I'm just going to go a bit cheeky here and just do that little bit as well. But you get the idea, don't you? Right? So you got the idea. There we go. So you should have something looking like this at that point. So we should have a little 1 at the bottom, followed by a little cube of 2, and then we're going to do our blocks of 3 6 times. So from this point now, we're going to now spin on round to the side of our first leg and count from the front here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And on that 8th block, again, we're going to use some brown terracotta, and we're going to do like a little rectangle on the floor, which is 6 blocks. And we're going to literally replicate that pattern by leaving a 1 block gap. So like a stairwell in a sense, but we're going to go up by a total of 5. So keep going, 1, 2, and this is the last one of the row block. the last one with 6 blocks, and then the further 3 are now going to be 8 blocks long. Okay, so we're going to go the same sort of thing with steps. Instead of 6, we're going to add another 2 on the end. Okay, so that's just for the 3 top sections of this build. So there we go. Now we're going to pretty much replicate the same that we've just done next to us. So we're going to just, all I'm doing is copying the same pattern across. So we're going to go another section there of the 3s, another 3 here, and then that top one here is going to be it's going to be 8 blocks in total, that one, and then this one's going to be 8 blocks as well, like that, and another 8 there. So 2 by 8 on the top 3 levels of the 2 middle sections. Okay, so that's probably the easiest way for me to explain that part. Now, spinning on round, we're going to now replicate pretty much what we've done the front, but on the back. So from this middle section, we're going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and on the 9th block, we're going to now do pretty much what we've done on the front, but we're going to do it on the back. So again, you want to have a nice sort of square there, and essentially it's a square here. So it's square and a square and a square. That's how I like to see it. And then remember, like the front one we did, the first level is going to be 1 high, the second level is going to be 2 high, and then the third level is going to go up by 3 blocks in total, okay? So it's a 2 by 2 sort of cube rectangle thing, and then this is now going to go up by a further 5 times. So in total, we want to do these rectangle shapes 6 times from the, well, yeah, just 6 times in general, okay? So here we go. So this is number 3 we're on. This is number 4 we're doing now. And all you need to do is remember to start from the center of the last rectangle we did. So here we go from the center block, going to go up by 3, and then just make it into that rectangle shape, just like the one that we did at the start of the video. Okay, there we go. And then there, and that's it. Okay, so there we go. In total, we should have 6 of those rectangle shapes of 3. So from the front of the legs, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And on that 25th block, we're now going to do, again, our sort of front of our legs, and we're going to use that sort of template that I've already put down the floor, just to make things a little bit easier for me to show you what's going on. So again, we want to have like a 2 by 2 sort of cube, and again, so a cube and a cube and a cube, I guess. First level is going to be 1 high, the next level is going to be 2 high, and then this one is going to be 3 high. And then remember, from this point now, we want to go from the middle, up by 3, spin on around to the side, up by 3, and then spin around again, up by 3, and then pop on there in the center. Okay, so we've done 2. This is number 3 now. Up, and then again 3, and then 4 here. That's it. Again, let's get this done. 4, and then 5, and then 1 more after this, and we are done with these sort of long rectangle box things. Okay, so let's have a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the last one is there, like that. Okay, so it's really repetitive. Once you get the gist of what's going on, it's very repetitive for the legs, okay? And again, we're going to now move on to the middle legs. So from the front of the legs here, we're going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th block, we're going to do a 2 by 3 grid. So in total, there should be 6 blocks there. And then we're going to make our little stairwell. So we're going to go 1, 2, up, 3, 4, 5, and then the final 3 is going to be coming out by 4. So 6, there we go, 7, and then the last one 8 steps up. So the last 3 should be coming out by 4 long. Okay, so this one again. So we've got 1 on the base ready. Number 2's there. This is number 3, number 4. Number 5, and then 1 here is going to be 3. That's going to be 4. This one's going to be 4. Oh, I'm placing blocks all over the place, and then this one's going to be 4 long as well. Okay, so as long as it looks like a set of steps on the other side, like I said, and then just replicate what you've already done. Okay, and you should have something looking like this so far. And all we're going to do now is pretty much spin round and do the final leg, which we've already done now. We've done it like 3 times already. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and on the 9th block, again, we're going to repeat our little sort of sort of template. So a little square, in a little square, in a little square, all go diagonally in towards the body. And the base one is going to have 1 high. The last one is going to have 3 high. There we go. And then remember what we're going to do. We're going to go from the center of this up by 3 in total, and then make our sort of rectangle box. And then again, that's number 2 now we're on. There we go. That's number 3 we're on, isn't it? Number 4 is here. 1. There we go. There. Number 4. Oh. And then number 5 is going to be here. So in the center as always. And then we should have 1 more, which is our last one, which is number 6 in total of the 3 by 2 rectangles. And you should have some looking all like this. It should be all nicely lined up, ready for us to insert the body. So spinning on around to the right, what we're going to do is going to fill in a few blocks here. So from the back leg, you want to now fill in these blocks here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's connecting to that middle leg now. Once you've done that, from the middle section here, we're going to fly through the middle, spin on round, and the side of these, we're going to go up by 6. And I'm using a blue block just because we're not placing any blocks here. It's just so I can place blocks easily and just show you what's happening. So from the center, we're going to go down, place a block here, go down and place 1 block, and then from there go 1, 2, 3, 4 high. Okay, and that's with a brown terracotta, and fill in these blocks here. And then spin around to the side, place 1 on there. And then with our grey terracotta, we're just going to do like a little pattern like that. Okay, and then spinning on round to the side, we're going to now place a row like that. And then from underneath, we're going to connect this up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 across there, and then 1, 2 across there as well. So what we'll do is I'll just spin on round, and that's from the inside of the leg, and we'll just spin on round as well, and we can show the outside of what you should look like. There we go, so it should be looking like that. Once we've done this, we're now going to sort of on the inside of here, just around the back, on the inside of the back leg, we're going to count up. So here in this corner, go 1 there, okay, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to bring that across by a total, including that first one we've already placed, a total of 12 blocks. And this is going to be the abdomen, or the sort of back part of the spider. And for anyone new that's around here, all you need to do now is pause the video, copy that pattern down, and then once you've done that, just unpause it and move on to the next section. It's that simple, okay? And so, okay, so that's the 2 sections done, and essentially we're going to replicate that on this side as well. So remember the back of the legs, we're going to now fill in that sort of gap to bridge the back legs and the middle legs together, like we did on the other side. And then from the center, again, we're going to spin on through, and we're going to place those 6 blocks, or any blocks you want, or just leave it completely blank, but I suggest you do put some there to make things a little bit easier. And then essentially we're going to copy what we've already done. So all I'm doing here is I'm looking across to see what we've done on the other side, okay, and just copy that pattern across. That's all you need to do. It's so simple, just copy it across. So grey terracotta up there, up the side, and then we're going to place a bit from here, from underneath. And then all you need to do, like I said, it's simple, isn't it? Just copying across the pattern we've already done. That's all I'm doing. I'm looking across, copying it block for block. There we go. So it's just 2 identical sides. And then again from this corner, we're going to, again, from the bottom here, I'm going to go 1, oh, wrong color, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then from here a total of 12 blocks. And again, this is going to be our second part, or the second abdomen side of the spider itself. And again, you need to pause the video. And I must say here, while we're here, that them white blocks as well, you don't need to worry too much about them. You could leave them blocks blank because there's nothing actually being placed there. I just forgot to use the blue concrete like I normally do, but yeah, we'll come to that bridge when we get to it, okay? So from the inside here, all we're going to do along the base of this is we're going to use our grey terracotta, and we're going to literally fill all that section in with the terracotta. And then from here, again, the base of this one as well, we're going to do the exact same all the way until one block before the end, okay? So I don't know why I filled those ones in, but yeah, we'll speed things up anyway, because you don't really need to see me painstakingly fill in all grey terracotta. And again, just knock out that last layer, because we're going to be putting a panel on there later, so you don't need to worry about it too much for now. There we go. So you should have something looking like that. It's coming along nicely now. We've done the majority of the build, so just final sort of few pieces to go. What we're going to do from the top of the build now, we're going to sort of carry on the abdomen part of the spider. So from the back, we're just going to connect them in. I'm just going to connect them in just to show what we're doing, and a big paws section here. So yes, there's a lot of colours there: grey terracotta, brown concrete. Yeah, we got it all there. You can clearly see the colour differences really, so you don't really need me to go through that with you and explain which one's which. You can see, I think, for yourself. So from the top of this one, again, that small section of the front of the body, again, nice little paws section. There's not too many blocks you need to worry about there to fit in, but look at that, it's coming along nicely, isn't it? We ain't really got much more to go now. So from here, I want you to get your brown concrete, and we're just going to go one there and one there for now, leaving 2 block empty gap below it, okay? So here again, going to come across brown concrete, one there, like that, looking good. We're now going to move on to the head section. So from the side of the build here, we're going to come out by one, and then we're going to come down by a total from the top there to the bottom of 8 blocks. So it should be overhanging the top and the bottom by 8 blocks, and towards us by 8 blocks, okay? Once you've done that, we're going to do our nice little paws section. So this time you can notice we've got a bit of red concrete and red wool on there as well. So that's the eyes. And again, from this side, we're going to do the same. So we're going to come out by 1 block, and we're going to go high. From the top to the bottom is 8 blocks, so overhanging the top and the bottom of the build by 1, and then towards us by 8 blocks, okay, in total that is. And again, we're going to copy essentially the same pattern we've already done on the other side. We're replicating it again on this side as well, so there should be 2 identical sides of the build. Okay, looking good. That is looking smart, isn't it? Right, now from the underneath of the head, we're going to now, I'm just going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to connect these 2 here and these 2 sections here, and looking down from the top here, that's going to be the base of our head. Okay, so looking good. We ain't really got much further to go now. You're doing superb if you got to this point, and I must admit this is a very big build, so I did try and condense it as much as I could, but as always, it's quite difficult. Right, so from the front of the build here, that is the front of our spider's head. Okay, so copy that pattern down. Make sure you pause that video. There we go. And then from the top, looking down, we're going to do that section there. Look at that. Yeah, so I apologise, this has been quite a big video as always, but I didn't intentionally build it like that. It's just the way it is sometimes with some of these videos. Okay, so you should have a head looking like that. So majority of the body's done. We just got a few more bits and pieces to do, and we are away. Okay, so from the front, we're going to now spin on around to the very back of the build, and we're going to do the sort of back or the bum area of the spider, I guess, and we're going to fill in from that blue section there upwards. There we go. Look, that's the final pause section or panel that we're going to be doing on the video, you'll be pleased to know. And that's the majority of it done. Like I said, we've just now got to fill in a few little sections, and that is a spider. Okay, so here we go. Coming in from the side, we are using the grey terracotta, and we're going to come across by 4 like that, and then into the centre there. And then with our brown terracotta, we're going to place some on top like that. There we go. Nice little 4 section there. So grey terracotta from here, we're going to bring it across, and then 1, 2 like that, and then tuck that back in just behind the front of the head there. And then with our brown terracotta, we're going to go 4 like that, and then 2 there. Okay, so that looks nice, doesn't it? That's just finished off the build. And then from the underneath here, what we're going to do is going to place 1 block there and 1 block there, just to tidy things up a little bit and make sure it connects bit more nicely than what it did previously. And again, we're going to replicate that on this side as well. So grey terracotta from that white section all the way across, and then tuck that into the back there, and then brown terracotta 2, and then 4 on top, and then the back grey terracotta again from the blue section here, bring it out by 3, across by 2, and then tuck it in there just behind the head. And then we can fill this bit in here with our brown terracotta, and there we go. Look at that. And then again from the inside here, we're just going to go 1, 1 like that. Look at that. And that, my friends, is a fully functional spider. We're just going to add a little bit of detail now into the legs. So you want your grey terracotta, and you're going to place a line all the way around from this point onwards, and then any block that you come in contact with in that sort of line or row, I guess you want to call it, you're going to use the grey terracotta, and then skip a block and then do the exact same. So any block that you can see, knock it out and replace that block. I had to do it this way because it was a bit awkward trying to explain the other way. Okay, so then this time we're going to miss 2 blocks and then do a row here, here and here, and that is our first leg done. So now we're going to move on to the sort of middle section, or the middle leg. So we're going to knock out the 2 here, and then we're going to bring it out by 2 at the back there as well. And then again we're going to bring that down, skip 2 and then come down. Okay, so in essence what we're doing is we're going to replicate that same row of sort of grey terracotta that we've done on the first leg, and we're going to just replicate that all the way across all of the legs. So the row is always going to be the same height. So as you can see, the middle leg and the first leg we've done are in the same row that we're knocking out. Okay, so we'll do the back leg as well, and again anything that you see in that row, knock it out and replace it with a grey terracotta instead. Okay, so the reason why I had to do it this way is because when we were building earlier on at the start of the video, I didn't want to confuse you with the sort of shape that we was building, as well as adding a colour, because then it's 2 different things you've got to try and think about to try and get right. So I figured, I know it wastes a little bit of time obviously doing it this way because we've already built it, and then you're sort of re-knocking it down to rebuild it. I get that, and I do apologise for that, but I thought this is definitely the easiest way for me to explain how to do it. Otherwise it would just get super complicated with adding a colour in there as well. So again, we'll just finish off this middle leg and we'll knock out all the adjacent sort of blocks that you can see and replace it with a grey terracotta, and there we go. All should be in line, so every line is all the same all the way across, and you're going to do that on the same on the other side of the build. Okay, once you've done that, you've got yourself a spider. So I've been zu-wii-mama, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.